World of YouTube Delphi site here, and tonight we have a probable cause with what's his name, Richard Allen, and it's released. Isn't this something? The probable cause. Now, of course, this is not coming out of the files of the case, but I just read the first couple sentences in this, and of course, once again, red flags are popping up in my head. Once again, I don't go with this until that court document is opened and unsealed. So, supposedly, folks, we have a ejected .40 caliber shell found inches from either Libby or Abby Williams' body. Ties Richard Allen to the 27 murder, according to the probable cause affidavit released Tuesday. Of course, it goes on to say when a shell is ejected from a semi-automatic pistol, the ejection process leaves marks on a shell that can be tied directly back to a specific firearm. Which, don't get me wrong, that is the truth. They can literally, and I think, of course, I would say the gun makers would be very smart to make guns to do this. Of course, for their guns to be improperly used. And yes, I have seen cases where the bullet comes from the gun, and you can see the markings in, I believe, the gun barrel that matches up the same lines to that bullet. So hey, all right, we have a probable cause here. We have a shell that was found, and like I said, that's all I read so far. Said he never let anyone borrow or use his pistol. Allen had no explanation how a shell ejected from that sidearm was found at the scene of the crime, according to the affidavit. The affidavit does not indicate how Libby and Abby were killed, but it does confirm they were killed on the north banks of Deer Creek. So here we go, once again. I mean, until that case file is unsealed, even though there's a gun casing to this man's gun, I mean, hey, have you ever watched any type of movie or TV shows, cop shows, where someone is set up, where crooked cops will go in to a place well known and could have taken that gun shell and placed it there? Or let alone, this guy must have a firearms license, and maybe he does do target practice. Would there be a possibility of someone grabbing these shells or happen to get a hold of them just to bring a case forth against him? Just thoughts, theories, ideas, just the things, all right, that you need to look at, that everybody needs to look at, and not just look at, we have the killer, we have the shell, and we have the gun. But yet, as you also read in there, and I don't think I'm going to read any more of this, they will not speculate on how them girls were murdered. Now, if they were shot, and if there was any type of bullet wounds, and if this is the probable cause, then that goddamn folder should be unsealed. He's the killer, and he killed them. But they're not unsealing it. All they're doing is bringing it forth. They found it at the site. But could have been planted there. Because I don't think these girls, now as you can remember, I believe someone was trying to say they were leaking out evidence that these girls might have been stabbed or something. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Something that had been done to them did not involve gunfire of the killing. Regardless or not, they had a gun, stuck them up down the hill, get walking. Yeah, they had the gun. Okay, I get it. But did they use it is the question. And without that unsealed document sitting on the judge's desk, unbelievably, this is all just seems like to me a little bit of a setup. Some type of setup. And if they do happen to link this murder with this gun shell, his gun, but do not release where the girls were shot, if anything, then you know this is just hogwash. I'm sorry, I am still not satisfied. I'm still up in arms with this every time something new appears, and this is just, wow, a mind-blowing kick in the old kahungas. I'm sorry, I'm not sticking up for this Allen guy. I am not sticking up for him at all, but you are innocent until proven guilty, and them files are still sealed shut, even though they're bringing forth a friggin' bullet? Give me a break. In the firearm found. Okay. Where were the girls shot, if anything? If they were murdered with this gun? Okay, it got shot off in the woods. Maybe he was one of the people. But it still doesn't mean he killed them. Killed them. Oh, man, come on. And right, he's saying that, and why would he even say, I wouldn't let someone borrow my gun, and I don't know how it got there, and I don't know, and what does this mean? What does this mean? I mean, you remember one thing. Not one piece of evidence has been shown proving how these girls were murdered. Not a knife. They said that they could have been stuck up by a gun. That's why that they, right, went without their own, free will. They were forced by gunpoint. And to me, this is just ludicrous now. It's even getting more bizarre. Because if these girls weren't killed by a freaking gunshot, sorry, I'm just baffled by this. Still, you need to be proven guilty. And you just can't throw a bullet on the friggin' table of a shell and say, hey, how did your gun bullet get at the scene of the crime? And I mean, of course he says, I don't let people use my gun. He didn't say, well, how would it get there? He probably, right. I believe that he don't know how it got there. You know how it would get there? Because if the evidence... Now remember, what was I just saying? The evidence hasn't been shown. Nobody knows how these girls were murdered. Whether by gunshot, whether by strangulation, whether by a knife, whether by, getting hit with a stick out in the woods. Whatever the case may be, slit their throats. There is no indications how these girls were murdered. And they're throwing a bullet on the table. How do we not know that bullet was not shot off, saved by him, and was going to dispose of him later on and taken out of his house? And, we found this at the crime scene. And they can say that all they want because the files are not open. Oh my God, this is just nuts. This is insane. I don't know, what else does it say? It's found. Not indicate how Libby and Abby were killed. They, right there, does not confirm they were killed on the north, but it does confirm they were killed on the north. All right, they were called on, of course they were killed on the friggin' riverbank. And identify the girls by name. Specify the girls by name. Instead, they are identified as victim 1 and victim 2. A video taken by Livy has been widely. Did they even find this dark jacket and jean? I mean, regardless or not, the killer would throw this away or burn it by now. And I mean, clothing found it. That's another thing you look at this point. Does this guy have similar clothing? Whether or not they... God damn, this phone just shut off on me. Ruined my video. Screwed everything up. But I was just talking about similar clothing. And in anything that they have found in this guy's stuff, have they found similar clothing to Bridge Guy? Whether or not if he has burned his clothing or gotten rid of this clothing, I would like to goddamn know if he's got similar clothing to Bridge Guy. You know, everybody has a style for clothing. Everybody has a style. I even have a style for clothing. If you see me on the streets, I wear friggin' concert t-shirts, you know, black pants, black jeans, whatever. I look like something from the friggin' rolled out of the 1980s. So I want to know if this guy had any similarities in his clothing. You know, of what the hell... you know, what he was wearing that day. I mean, I could honestly say that if there's a killer, that killer have already burned his clothes, and right, because he knew he got away with what he's done. But I mean, there's so much shit on this case, and bringing this forth about a frickin' bullet, you know, everything, it don't even tell you how these girls were murdered, but yet they're gonna pinpoint this guy with a gun and a bullet that was found at the scene. Now that's the thing. Now they're saying a gun was found at the scene. I mean, one of the team says gun. So I mean, everything in this damn friggin' case, man, and what they're trying to bring forth on this guy, you are innocent until proven guilty. And if they're gonna keep them friggin' case sealed, and if they're gonna keep it, you know, hush hush on how these girls were killed, and let alone bringing up a gun now with a bullet that supposedly was found on the scene, I mean, oh man, this case is now driving me crazy. I am not satisfied with this case. I am not satisfied with what they're doing to this Allen guy, even though, hey, he's a piece of crap, and he must be a piece of crap. But for a man to have a wife and 2 friggin' kids, and all of a sudden wants to just kill teenagers, or let alone probably rape them, or didn't even rape them. I mean, whatever the hell he was thinking, whatever he got himself caught up into, it's just friggin' insane. And I mean, even though this evidence is shown now, I want to see more. I want that case file open now. I want to see how these girls were murdered and how this gun connects this guy with the murder. All I can say is my thoughts, theories, and ideas on this, and my eye on this is right. This man is being framed. And if they got into his house and got this gun, and they're not unsealing that case yet, that means they can just say anything that was there at this crime scene was there. Anything was there. He could have a hatchet there and chopped them up. A big hunting knife chopped them up. But yet this, you know what? They're not opening up the case to friggin' show all this proof. And to me, that's dirty. That's low and dirty. There have been multiple cases that have been shown in the past, the brutality of the murder in the case, to the jury, to the people, unless it's something stupid federal. And then you just get drawings in a courtroom, but you get everything down to the real nitty gritty. And this ain't showing nothing, so I'm disappointed. I am frustrated, I am aggravated, and I think this is a crock of shit. So with that being said, I don't know what else to say, or no words to explain this case. All I do know is that, what are you doing, dog? is that without this file not being unsealed to prove the guiltiness of this man, this is just a jab to the friggin' jaw. This is something totally insane that I think they're doing. Could he be, someone involved? Hey, yes. But until that evidence, until that proof shows this man needs to really be, really need getting a fair trial here. This is sick. This is demented. Bear with me. So anyways, as I was saying, walking into a mirror. To me, this case is insane. What they're doing is unconstitutionalized. What needs to be happening here, right now is opening up that file. If they're going to be throwing this on the table, they need to bring out the brutalization of this case to prove the facts. Not just say, hey, we found this at the scene and you're guilty anyways and you're the killer. And right, you know what? I'm sorry. Can you say set up? Can you say something is not right? There have been too many cases in the past that have brought the the brutalism of a case to the table to prove that person, especially the friggin' DNA. Where is the DNA testing? You know what? I'm not a lawyer, but I know when a case is totally friggin' being screwed with. And I know for a fact that I've sat in a courtroom for a long time of half of my life, and I've learned a lot of damn stuff just by sitting there and making it, and that being said, making me, learn a lot of damn things in the courtroom, especially assuming someone is the killer. And this guy is definitely being an assumption too, especially if they're bringing forth a gun that was used in the murder and they cannot open up that folder yet to prove that fact. I think they brought it from his house and they friggin', who knows, maybe someone shot that gun off and saved the casing and said, oh, this is from the... this is how crooked I feel this friggin' case is. Now, if it is the truth and it does come out, well, hey, I'm wrong. I'm the biggest dope in the world, and hey, everybody can sit here and bust my balls later on for it. Go right ahead. Call me stupid. But all I know is justice is not being served. Justice is being tampered with, and you are innocent until proven guilty. And that is not being done right this way in this case. I am sorry. But with that being said, folks, I'm mind blown to this. Mind blown away that they can bring up something as serious as this and not open that folder and that file to prove it. I can go on to see. Now, prosecutor's charge. He parked his 2016 Ford Focus in the parking lot of the old Farm Bureau. But police indicated at the affidavit that they believe he meant an old child protection service. Oh, yeah, he parked his car there. Told police they passed a man on a trail. And this is something that's right here, too. A witness. Here we go with the witness. Teen witnesses told police. When Doug Carter said in an interview, there was no witnesses that day. There was no witnesses that day that saw anybody of that nature on the trail. And if you want to go back in my videos, or you want to go back in time and pull that video up, then God damn it, do so. Because I remember Doug Carter stating there was no witnesses that day. So how did they get these sketches And what happened to that friggin' woman? The woman who supposedly talked the bridge guy. Where did she go? Where did she go? If this is the goddamn guy, then that woman should be goddamn found. Her name should be looked up in the database of where she lives to come forth and put this man behind bars. Where is that woman? Can anybody explain that to me? Where is that woman that said she saw a bridge guy that day and talked to her as she abruptly got up out of town and moved? Where did that woman go? You explain that. You put that in this comment box and tell me where that woman is to prove this is the guy right here. You know, there's so many missing links to this story. There's so many missing stuff. And these people that were there. But then again, there was no witnesses there. Which is it? Which is it with Doug Carter's friggin' report to the friggin' public on a friggin' stand saying in front of millions of people on TV there were no witnesses that day? And then they said there was a witness that saw him and talked to him and then got up out of town because she didn't... Where are these people? And how about the woman who took the photo of the white car with bridge guys supposedly standing behind it? She said she got him, caught him, seen suspiciousness, took a picture. But if she was that close and if she seen that person, did she catch a glimpse of this man's friggin' face? Where is she now to take the stand and come forth and say, yes, you have caught the man? I am for sure with that picture that she caught, that she got a good glimpse, or even say so, at least the feature face. Where is she? Where are these people? That supposedly there was no witnesses, but there was, and this and that, you know. Just going back into this case, thinking in my mind of all the stuff that was put up. And this is why I go over articles that I find and put them up on my channel. Because if you want to go back and check this shit out, then you do that. And then you tell me where all this stuff is. Tell me where all this stuff is, because it was put up there for a purpose. And now it ain't even being used. It's not coming up. All they have now is a new suspect, a gun found at the scene, and that's it. This is it, and the case is staying sealed, and we got our man, but there could be more, and oh my God, I'm getting dizzy just sitting here talking about it. So investigators believe those descriptions are similar in nature of his Ford Focus. All right. When there was a minivan, one of them little Nissan minivans, leaving the scene, taking a picture of, and that white car that was I just spoke of the guy, that wasn't no goddamn Ford Focus, I do not believe. And that one had temporary paper plates. Now, there's another thing, people. If that man did do this and he had a car with temporary plates, then that should be in the system in the RMV. His name should be, you know, linked to this white car that was seen, taken by a picture, with the license plate number in the picture, mind you. Where is that? Where's that paper plate? I'm for damn sure if you take a damn paper plate, you got to go to the RMV, Registry of Motor Vehicles, of what we call it here. I don't know what it is out there, probably DMV, you know, whatever the case may be. But if this guy had that, who took them damn paper plates and put it on the car for him? And then someone saying it could have been a rental, but rentals don't use paper plates. So if he maybe has someone put these paper plates on, where are they? You know, where's this thing? And that can link him to that too. But now they got a Ford Focus that he was driving. He was there that day. He admits he was there that day. But you want to be 3 witnesses past him. Once again, Doug Carter. There was no witnesses that day. But now we have 3 witnesses. And what is this? A man on a trail. Girls in a group. Said hi to the man, he glared at him. And this wasn't in none of the damn articles in the past. You go back at my videos and check out this also. Now all this stuff's coming up. After victims are murdered, Richard Allen returned to his vehicle walking down Road 300 North. And anyways, they say he's at this old thing, but someone claims and says that he could have parked at the cemetery. Released Tuesday. Evidently indicates an 8-page document. Our only pages were internally posted Tuesday. 7 pages, huh? Courier that they have received 7 pages of what happened. I don't know, man. I'm still not going with this. There's a lot of things that are missing. And that drug dealer supposedly had a white car used. You know, there's so many things in that white little, like, tiny minivan that was driving off in the scene from someone's picture. Yeah. Sign of documents indicate Allen's charged felony murder, alleged community killings. Prosecutors have not yet charged Allen with kidnapping. Alright, the names of the witnesses are redacted from the probable cause that was published Tuesday. What's that mean? The one is redacted. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I never seen that word. Whether it means they're, restricted from being in the witness stand or whatnot, more bullshit. I'm sorry. This is bad, man. This is bad. What is this? No probable cause. It was released on the October 31st cause that the Joker called Mike Perry, the grandfather, for comment and released the affidavit. He has not yet returned the call. Abby's mother declined comment. All right. This is very fishy. This is very sketchy. This is very mind-blowing. I can't say no more words of what this brings to me, my thoughts, theories, and ideas. That's it. That's all this is on this channel. And my thoughts, theories, ideas say this shit is bullshit. BS. This damn bull is tired of shitting this out crap. I'm sorry. Wow. You can sit here and say what you will, but everything I just mentioned in this video tonight, everything that leads back to everything that I've said in my old videos and showed this, that, and this, doesn't even match up with this. I never heard of no Ford Focus out of all the damn friggin', and that picture of that bridge guy standing behind the friggin' car, or whoever the guy was, looking like bridge guy, loading stuff in the trunk, and their paper plates, and the person even wrote the license plate. That could bring Allen right in if they can find it right there. Boom. And that has not even been mentioned to nothing. Everything I mentioned in this case, of everything I've done in the past, nothing has been mentioned but him now being at the scene of the crime. He was there, but there was no witnesses there. He was there, but this woman saw him, talk to him, and that would be Allen, but she disappeared because she didn't want to get murdered, obviously. She didn't want to get rubbed out, as they call it, huh? Unbelievable. You think what you want, I'll think what I want, but until this case is properly looked at, properly judged, I'm not buying any of this. I'm sorry. Call me crazy. If I do end up making a mistake, I'll put a pile of fucking soap in my mouth and drink it. I'll drink a damn whole thing of liquid detergent if I have to. I'll do something crazy. Now, mind you, I'll do something crazy for you. And right, I'll shut my mouth on it and I'll delete every friggin' video I've done on this. But other than that, I think this is very, very sketchy. Very just, wow. There's no words that can explain what I'm reading, what I'm saying, and what I'm going by on all this. And it's just driving me nuts to even be reading this. So, with that being said, folks, I'm sorry. I can't take it as this is the actual killer. Oh man, this is not satisfying to me. It just literally blows away everything that was said and done in these past 5 friggin' years that this person, that person, this car, that car, this thing, that thing, no witnesses, there was witnesses. Oh my God, man, this sketch is wrong, this sketch is new, this one ain't right. I mean, come on. There's only just so much BS you can put into this story to finally say the bull is tired. He don't want to give you no more BS. And, wow. No more words. Till the next video, be safe, take care. I will be keeping my eye on this. I'm keeping my eye on this. And I think right now it's still just up in the air, crock of shit. Be safe, take care, always beware. Because I think Bridgie guy, that's right, he's still out there. Out.